There are many ways that you can get kicked off that cruise ship, and there's some of those ways they won't even allow you on in the first place. Today we're going to go over 10 reasons why you might get kicked off or denied boarding on that cruise
My
ship.
name is Stuart. This is Ship to Shore Cruise News. Let's get into it.
First of all, we're going to cover the number one reason why people get kicked off of cruise ships, and that's for smoking in non-designated areas. On every cruise ship, smoking is not allowed everywhere. There will be one area that's designated smoking only. If you're a smoker, get on board and find out where that place is. That's the only place you can smoke tobacco products, and that's the only place that you can vape as well. Now, some cruise ships do have a special cigar room, so if you're into cigars, search out that room and you're going to be able to sit there and enjoy your cigar. I've noticed quite often too there'll be a very nice whiskey bar close by to that cigar room. Now, if you're smoking in your cabin or on your balcony and the ship finds out, you can be kicked off of that cruise ship. So no smoking in your cabin because the smoke can't disturb people next door, and crew members might be able to smell it in the hallway. Also, if you're smoking on your balcony, well, balconies are not hidden from view. There are cameras everywhere, and the cruise line can actually see what's going on every balcony if they feel like taking a good look. When we talk about smoking on board, we have to remember this includes marijuana. So marijuana is just not allowed, period, not in the smoking room. So if you're bringing drugs on board and you get caught with drugs on board, you will be asked to leave at the next port of call. No refund, no future cruise credit. You will be asked to leave immediately. Now, when we talk about drugs, we just don't mean marijuana, but it could mean gummies as well. There have been cases where people who have brought CBD gummies on board have been asked to leave because it's a controlled substance as well. Cruise lines follow federal laws, not state or local laws. So where you're from, it might be legal to have marijuana or CBD or sniffables. But on a cruise ship, no, they're not allowed, period. So be aware of that before you get on board, because if you're caught with marijuana, gummies, or some other narcotic or other drug, you could be asked to get off at the next cruise port of call. The next way to get kicked off a cruise ship is to skip that muster drill. Avoid it at all costs. Well, unfortunately, it's not just a local law as to whether or not you do that muster drill. It's a requirement of all seagoing vessels that you do a muster drill so you know what to do in case of an emergency. Container ships do this, tankers do this, the military do this, and cruise ships do this as well. It's something regulated that has to be done. Now, if you're somebody who avoids doing it, when they finally catch you, there's a good chance that they'll just ask you to get off the ship. No refund, no future cruise credit, no nothing. Just get off the ship. They don't want you there at all. And when it comes to the muster drill, that's personally something I do right away. That's the first thing I get done as soon as I can, or as soon as I have access to my cabin, get in, watch that video, go to my muster station, scan my card, and go. There's no reason to skip your muster drill, but if you do, you could be asked to leave at the next port of call, or they'll kick you off right away. Another way to get kicked off a ship is through theft or disruptive behavior. If you're caught stealing from other passengers or perhaps the cruise ship itself, you could be asked to leave at the next port of call. So keep your hands to yourself. Don't steal those things on somebody's forgotten lounger, or somebody's left something at a table. If you found something, turn it in. Don't take it as your own. Don't take things it doesn't belong to you from the cruise ship. If it's from your cabin, they'll probably just charge you anyway. But if you're caught stealing from other passengers or the cruise ship itself, they could put you off at the next port of call. So be aware, no stealing, no disruptive behavior. So all around the ship, you're also going to see safety equipment. You're going to see life jackets, you're going to see lifeboats, you're going to see firefighting equipment. Don't touch that stuff. Leave it alone. They're there for an emergency. They're for everybody's safety and security. don't even bother touching those things, because once you do, you could damage them and make them inoperable. And if there's an real emergency, they might not be able to use that equipment. So don't touch it. If you're caught tampering with any safety equipment, you're going to be asked to get off the ship in the next port of call. And they're not going to refund you a penny if you do something like that. So safety equipment, leave it alone. So this is a reason why a lot of people get turned away at the port when they're trying to get on the ship, and that's not having the correct paperwork. Before you go on your cruise, make sure you have the right documentation you need to visit the countries you're going. Some countries actually require a visa. Some countries actually require a passport. If you're doing an Alaskan cruise out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, you better be bringing your passport to get into Canada before you get onto that cruise. There's even a cruise line that requires a copy of your medical insurance before you get on that cruise line. So do your due diligence, do some research if you booked everything on your own, or talk to your travel agent. Your travel agent is going to have all the information and all the recommendations you're going to need to ensure you get on that cruise ship in the first place. Because if you're missing one piece of paper for one of the people in your group, nobody's getting on. Some people have friends in other ports of calls, and this is a convenient way for you to visit with friends or people you haven't seen in a long time at some destinations. But there is a reminder that no authorized visitors onto the ship. So no trying to sneak your friend on board to show you what it's like, or maybe take them up to the buffet or for dinner. They're not allowed. No authorized personnel. This includes friends that you've just made on the port as well. You can't bring them on board. And if you're caught trying to bring somebody on board, you could be asked to get off the ship as well at that port. No refund, no future cruise credit, no bringing stowaways on board. Sometimes on a cruise ship, there's health protocols that have to be followed, and sometimes there's quarantines that have to be followed as well. Sometimes there might be outbreaks of certain communicable diseases, and we have to be aware of that. First of all, remember, wash your hands all the time. Washy-washy at the buffet, washy-washy in the bathroom, wash your hands all the time. This will slow down the amount of diseases being spread about. Anyway, if there's certain protocols on board, make sure you're following them. If you have to show up to port and they say that you need to bring certain health records, bring them with you. If you're quarantined for some reason, make sure you stay in that quarantine. If you're violating quarantines or health protocols on board that ship, they're just going to kick you off. One problem is once you're off at this perhaps a foreign port of call, you might be subject to any legal problems that may arise because you're dropped off on this foreign country, and you might be breaking their laws due to their health protocols as well. So follow the health protocols. If you're quarantined, stay in your cabin until they let you out. Another easy way to get kicked off a cruise ship is underage drinking or buying drinks for minors. Now on a cruise ship, standard age to drink is 21. There's a lot of countries, a lot of places would say if you're 19, if you're 18, you can drink. But on a cruise ship, it's 21. That's the rule, not 20 and a half, 21. If a minor is caught drinking on board, well, that family could get sent asked to leave the ship. If an adult is found buying drinks for a minor on board, that whole group could be asked to leave the ship as well at the next port of call. Now, if you go to someplace, say like Mexico, where the drinking age is 18, what that 18, 19, 20-year-old does on shore is up to them and their family. But once on board, you can't be purchasing any drinks or consuming alcohol drinks for minors. The number 10 reason for being kicked off a ship is being disruptive or threatening to other passengers or the crew. So sometimes you might get a little cranky, you might get a little upset, maybe somebody's cut you off in line too many times, maybe you didn't sleep too well last night, who knows what. Maybe somebody's flirting with your girlfriend or wife a little too much. but you can't be threatening to the crew or other passengers at all, or being disruptive in that way. If you're being threatening to other people, security is going to come around. They're going to take you down to the break. They're either going to put you off at the next port of call, or maybe you just might stay there until disembarkation day, and they'll escort you off and the police will be waiting for you. So don't be threatening or disruptive to any of the crew or any other passengers as well. Remember, you're on a cruise. Chill, relax, take it easy, soak up the sun, take advantage of the shows and the free food, and just enjoy yourself. Relax. So there's many ways to get kicked off a cruise. Some people, these might seem pretty obvious things not to do. To others, they might just be oblivious to any rules and just do what they want to do because I'm here and I get to do whatever I want to do. Well, unfortunately, those people are going to learn the hard way. So just when you're on a cruise, just relax. Do your research or talk to your travel agent before you get on that ship to make sure you know what you need to bring with you, that you know what the rules are to follow once you're on board, and always you're on a cruise. Relax, chill, enjoy. And also remember, my name's Stuart. This is Ship to Shore Cruise News, and as always, get your cruise on.